Assessing the number and the impact of rough sleepers in a place isn't an exact science. Official figures often rely on council and charity staff going out and literally counting the numbers of rough sleepers on a given night. But imprecise as they are, these figures, along with anecdotal evidence, indicate that the numbers of people sleeping rough are going up in Portsmouth. The most recent official figure for the number of rough sleepers in the city is 15, counted last autumn. That's up from 8 a year earlier.
There's been an apparent increase in numbers. Now, we always get more in Portsmouth and across the south coast at this time of year because rough sleepers come here from other parts of the country because the weather is better. We have had, as speaking to traders in this area in the central part of Portsmouth, they've had some drop off in trade, and I think that the greater visibility of rough sleeping is a contributing factor to that.
The council signposts rough sleepers to local shelters, of which there are 2 in Portsmouth. But now they're calling on the police to increase patrols in commercial areas with the specific remit of dealing with homelessness and begging.
Well, I think that's one of the things that the police really do need to look at because, it is having an effect on trade. Certainly in some other places in Hampshire, in Southampton and Winchester, the police have been taking a more robust line on this, and I would like to see that happen in Portsmouth as well.
But the police told us that they are committed to supporting the local council to manage homelessness in the city, and are jointly working towards effective ways of offering support to individuals through housing, support for substance misuse and education. They added that prosecution is a tool that is used, but only when all other options have failed. Roy has been homeless for 8 years. He told us he struggled to get help from the council as he wasn't deemed vulnerable. He now sleeps in a shop doorway on Commercial Road. He told us the police do make him move, but ultimately he returns to the high street because he needs to be there to survive.
The police will come along and move us along, and they'll threaten us with 48-hour exclusion orders and things, but they can't police the high street constantly. So there's always going to be a space where I can get down here to make some money so I can eat for the rest of the day.
Roy told us the city's shelters are often full, and more than anything he wants an address. But with local government cutbacks, that seems unlikely to happen anytime soon.
I really don't think people appreciate the scale of reductions that there have been in government funding for local authorities. This year, if Portsmouth was to keep its level of spending constant this year from last, the council tax would have gone up by 30%. That's the reality of it. We're having to make very considerable savings, and financing new programmes of any kind is just not a possibility. So while I hear quite frequently people think there should be a major council house building programme, the reality of it is that without a referendum and a very large increase in the council tax, that cannot be afforded.
Meanwhile, people like Roy are facing more time on the streets as they struggle to find somewhere safe and permanent to live. Charlotte Briere-Edney, that's Solent.